Hey, hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We'll be starting in another 2 minutes. We are waiting for a few more participants to join in. Chetan, you can let me know once we are good to get started.
Yeah, sure, Jyoti. So we'll wait for a couple more minutes. So I guess people are still joining the call.
Yeah, sure. Okay, great. Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Okay, great. Hey, hi. Welcome all of you. I'm delighted to welcome you all to our Copilot webinar. My name is Jyoti, and I'm the Senior Customer Success Manager here at Noventic. It is pleasure to have you all join us today as we explore the exciting new features and capabilities what we have in Microsoft 365 Copilot. In our previous webinars, we have covered few topics in terms of what is Microsoft 365 Copilot basic version is all about, and how we can utilize Copilot for the day-to-day stuffs to reduce all the manual efforts which we put in towards various day-to-day activities, right? So in today's session, we will deep dive into how Copilot can actually transform your daily task, enhance your productivity, and streamline your workflows. Okay, so that is what our focus is all about for the today's webinar, and we are going to showcase the advanced level of features what we have, what we can do through this Copilot. Because Copilot is not just limited only to do some documentation purpose or create some PPTs and to draft some emails and all. So this is even beyond more what we get through this Copilot. Our goal is to provide you with the valuable insights and practical tips that you can immediately apply to your work, so that you will also feel that how Copilot can actually ease your job in terms of reducing your manual efforts, right? So we will have an engaging agenda lined up for you, including a live demonstration of latest Copilot features. We are going to showcase you the tips and tricks. Of course, we'll have the Q&A session at the end, where you can interact with our team and get your questions answered. Okay. And before we get start with the actual session of today's what we have planned, I would like to just bring to your notice, like we have the chat panel where you feel free to put all your queries over there. We are going to address all those questionnaires at the end. So again, once again, thank you for taking the time to be here with us. We are sure that you will find this webinar both informative and inspiring. Let's quickly get started and discover how Copilot can elevate your work experience. Once again, a warm welcome and enjoy the webinar. So with that, I'll hand it over to Mr. Ayush Gupta. He will take you all through what is that features we are going to showcase in today's demo. He will take you all through a kind of 15 minutes of presentation, followed with a live demonstration, what all the features and how we can utilize this Copilot to enhance the productivity and how we can streamline the workflows. Okay. So thank you once again, everyone, and over to you, Ayush.
Thank you, Jyoti. Thank you for setting up the agenda. Thank you, everyone, for joining this session, this webinar, uh, taking out your valuable time. So, as mentioned by Jyoti, today we are here to have webinar or a session where we'll be talk about what all new functionalities or capabilities are available now on the Microsoft 65. We'll be starting off with the introduction, a quick introduction, where you will be able to understand what is Microsoft 365 Copilot is, what is the underlying technology behind the Copilot. We'll talk about all those things. So, firstly, we'll talk about the introduction. The what is Microsoft 365 Copilot? So Microsoft 365 Copilot is a tool that helps businesses to get their work done easily and quickly. In a layman language, if we talk about, it's a it's a virtual assistant for you who who will act on upon your command, which you will be giving in your natural language. It will help you in different tasks like get drafting an emails, summarizing the emails, drafting a number of different kind of documents, summarizing it. One of the major advantage of using Microsoft Copilot is it does work with all sort of applications which you are having or getting with the Microsoft 365 suite. The applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Teams application, Form, OneNote. So all these applications are equipped with Microsoft 365 Copilot. So as a human, as an individual, if you wanted to use a AI functionality, so if you don't have a Copilot, you just go and use different uh, uh, the AI tools, and then copy and paste all those content to your documents. But now you will get that functionality within your applications, which will going to elevate your experience, increase your productivity, and will make you more efficient at your workspace. Right now, one of the biggest question: why organizations are opting this? Because every organization wanted to transform their workspace. That's why each and every organization are looking for the AI transformation. That's why they are adopting Microsoft 365 Copilot in a secure environment where user can use their content, their data, and generate the content as per their requirement. So it will, as I mentioned, it's work on top of your data in a secure and leak-free environment, give you personalized advice and how to work better. uh, it does it's like a computer program that learn from what you do. So it will get better at helping you. The more you use it, the more you use it, the more it will get better, and the more you will be getting the accurate answers. Right now, we'll talk about what is the underlying technology, or what are the models or LLM models at the back end are working or behind the Copilot, right? So if you're able to see my screen, so Microsoft Copilot is powered by the LLM models, the OpenAI's GPT models 4, a GPT-4 model. It's an underlying technology on which Copilot is based upon. This model is hosted and maintained by the Microsoft to safeguard your data. So your data will not be going to use for any kind of purpose by any parties, ensuring that no OpenAI has no access to your data or model itself. The integration of these LLM models is Microsoft Graph. What is Microsoft Graph? So Microsoft Graph is your data. So LLM model will get combined with your data. So whatever data on your tenant, which is basically related to you, you have access with that data. It will going to be combined with that, and then Microsoft application will work on top of those applications on that data. Then you can easily use Copilot on top of that. You can ask any question uh, in emails, in Word, in Excel, in Microsoft Chat to get your answers. Copilot uses natural language processing, so user or end user has to use the natural language, whatever they're using in the daily life. Copilot will able to understand that language, which makes this tool, this Copilot, more efficient and easy to use for the users. Right? Uh, Going to the next slide, important slide. One of the important slide. The component of the Microsoft Copilot, how many components are there? So there are major 4 components. The first component of which we have talked about, the LLM models, which is powered by OpenAI ChatGPT 4 model, managed by Microsoft. The second, which I have also talked about, the Microsoft data, your data, Microsoft Graph, your data, whatever data you do have on your tenant, it will work with that data as well. The third important feature or core component is Microsoft programs, Microsoft applications. So whatever the applications you are having at your end, like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Teams, Forms, all these applications, even OneDrive as well, all these applications are going to be equipped with AI functionality. The last, internet, if you wanted to get the answers from the internet or the public domain, then Copilot will also get you the answer from the internet. So that plugin and option is also available. So that option is also available. Now, one of the important piece where every organization wanted to know how that data is secure, how much whatever the data is getting processed, is that secured. Like every organization wanted to safeguard their data. Every organization wanted to knows their data is very much important for them. So Microsoft uh, offers that technology with a trust that your data will be remain your data. Your data will not going to be used by Microsoft or any other third party to train the foundation LLM models. Your data will be remain your data, and it will not going to be leak outside of your tenant. Your IT team, your admins, your management have whole control on that data. They can do the needful actions as per their requirement. Your data is protected by the most comprehensive enterprise compliance and security control. So whatever the security controls and policies are there, all will be in place always. So which makes and ensures that whatever the user putting the prompt, whatever the data getting processed in Copilot from any of the application, it will be remain within the company's or organization tenant. So this makes Copilot more secure, with a more secure environment, with a data leak free environment. Now, if you talk about the important features, as an tool, as a AI tool, as an Copilot, what all features are available? If you wanted to have a crux, so in like a feature, like you can chat with AI as a human. As I mentioned, it's a virtual assistant. It will act as a virtual assistant where you can ask any question. It will act as a chat. You can ask any question. It will help you in drafting a document. So if you want to draft any document from in your Word, in your PowerPoint, you can ask Copilot to do that. visual creator, which means if you wanted to create any sort of image or a visual, Copilot also does that. You can also create that. Draft email responses in Outlook, you can also do that. Use Copilot on top of your data. One of the important feature where whatever data or content you have access on your tenant, on top of data, you can use Copilot. Secure and data leak free environment. So whatever the data processing is happening, all will be secure. ID control, your ID team will have all the controls. Build custom Copilot. So all Copilot also provide that functionality where if organization wanted to achieve some custom use cases, some business processes, then they can also create custom Copilot with Copilot. Copilot will also give you ideas and suggestions. If you wanted to, let's suppose you wanted to work on some marketing campaign and you wanted to get some latest ideas as per the industry, you can ask Copilot to give you that latest ideas and suggestions. The last important thing, you can also automate and execute various business processes with the newly introduced feature that is called Copilot Agent, where whatever the repeated task you are doing on a daily life in your workspace, you can use Copilot agents to perform that. So it will also help you to elevate your experience at your workspace, and you can increase your productivity and efficiency with that as well. These are the top 10 try prompts which user can use. As we all know, the we have to feed our Copilot or any AI tool with the prompt. Prompt is a natural language statement or a command which user has to give, and user has to give the Copilot, and on the basis of that, the answers will get generated. So these are the top 10 basic prompts which user or any end user can use at their end. Like they wanted to get the recap of the meeting, summarize the email thread, draft an email, they want to summarize the documents. All those prompts are mentioned here. If you see, all those prompts are mentioned. If you wanted to take a screenshot of this screen, you can also do that. You can try these prompt at your end and you will get the desired output at your end as well. Now, what are the if organization is opting Copilot, what all departments are getting benefited? Like there are multiple departments in every organizations are, and if Copilot is getting procured and now Copilot is available, so how these organization will get benefited? So there are multiple there are multiple departments in the organization will get benefited. We have jotted down few departments like HR department, sales department, marketing department, finance department, IT department. All these departments have their specific use cases, and all these departments can use Copilot in different scenarios to elevate their experience, reduce their repeated uh, bottom task, and they can increase their productivity as well. Like for example, HR department used to create a lot of job description. They have to create a lot of uh, job description analysis. With the help of Copilot, they can do that. Sales department team, if they wanted to do the forecasting for some sort of sales, with the help of Copilot, they can do that. Marketing team wanted to create some sort of jobs, they wanted to create some sort of blogs or articles which they wanted to post on the social networking sites of the company, or they wanted to create some visuals. With the help of Copilot, they can do that. Finance team, if they wanted, they have a lot of data at their end. If they wanted to create some sort of data analysis, they wanted to do some sort of data analysis, with the help of Copilot, they can do that. IT team, we all know IT team has to manage their projects very efficiently. So if they are working on the multiple projects and and they wanted to manage that more efficiently, so they can directly ask Copilot what all tasks are pending or what all tasks are about to complete, or they're still pending. So they can ask Copilot to give that list of the task. They can also create SOWs, SOPs with the help of Copilot very easily. Now we'll talk about the few advanced use cases, because if whatever the use cases which we talked about so far, all are starting and basic use cases. But let's get on the some advanced use cases to give you the idea how does Copilot work and what are new functionalities has been released. One of the use cases, contextual browsing with Copilot. So if you are using browser Edge, and if you use Copilot on that, if you open some sort of content, or if you have opened some web page, some content has been mentioned, then you can directly ask Copilot about that screen content. So whatever the content is mentioned on that screen, on that Edge browser, you can use Copilot to read your screen content and give you the answer. Let's suppose you have opened the one website of the organization, and in the Edge browser, the Copilot is enabled. If Copilot is there, then you can directly ask Copilot to give you the answer, like what this particular website is all about. It will give you the quick answer, quick input, output, like this particular website related to this organization. So if you see that, by clicking the Copilot icon in Edge, you will generate the highlights. Copilot comprehends the context of the web page you are viewing. You can also ask Copilot questions about video content. So if you're viewing any video, you can also ask Copilot what is video all about. It provides the summaries or videos and summarizes, emphasizes by key points. So whatever the content you are viewing, it's a video or it's a normal website, you can ask summary, you can ask key points about that particular content. This is one of the use case. The second use case which I wanted to highlight, the second is unlock the power of Copilot in Outlook. We all know Copilot does work in email summarizing, email summarization or email drafting. You can use Copilot. Now you can also use Copilot to give you feedback, that whatever the email you have written, is that tone is right or not. Or if you wanted to get the recommendation as a feedback from the Copilot and you wanted to get some replacement of those recommendations, Copilot will also give you that recommendations. You can replace with those replace your content with the recommendation in Outlook itself. Improve your writing by coaching from Copilot. Coach option is now available within Copilot, which will help you to improve your tones of your email. Right. Make your email more professionally effective. Then now you have a multiple options to change what kind of tone you're looking for. If you're looking for the formal tone, casual tone, or any kind of or any other kind of tone, you can mention Copilot. It will do it for you. Analyze the existing text of tone and clarity, so it will also give you a full insight of your email, like whatever the email you have, it will give you the insight. It needs to be changed or what things need to be improved. It will give you all that insight for that email as well. Talking about the other use case, that is elevator writing with the Copilot in Word. So you can also use Copilot now in Word application. You can give a reference of multiple documents. For example, if you wanted to create one contract, and you wanted to give a reference of two or three different document in to create that particular final draft. So in the Word, you can give a reference of all these three documents, and you can ask, and you can create a prompt in that way, that you wanted to create one contract, we should have this point, and you wanted to have a reference from these two documents. So Copilot can do that for you. You can give a reference of multiple documents, and it will create a new draft for you out from these two given reference documents. Chat with your documents. You can also chat with your documents. You can also compare your documents. Branded presentation, so you can also create the branded presentation. Whatever the presentation is available, if you wanted to create presentation, you can create the presentations, you can summarize those presentation, you can ask Copilot to add a specific slide onto your presentation. Or if you have your organization slides or format on top of that, also you can use Copilot now. So these all things you can perform in the PowerPoint with Copilot. uh, Effortless data analysis. So whatever the data you do have on an Excel sheet, Copilot will able to analyze that as well. You can ask Copilot to create complex formulas for you. You can ask Copilot to perform multiple sort of formulas, add sections, add uh, columns for you. You can also ask Copilot to create macros for you. All that stuff can be performed with the help of Copilot in Excel. As I mentioned, ask Copilot to add a new column, ask Copilot to do a quick data analysis. All sort of stuff can be performed with the help of Copilot. Now, in the Teams application, like the Teams application, one of the application which we used very aggressively in our organization. So you can, whatever the meetings you are doing, if you wanted to have a quick summary for those meeting, you can ask Copilot summarize to summary that meeting. You wanted in that specific meeting, you wanted to see what that particular person said or what all question he has put up. You can ask Copilot to give you that summary for that specific speaker only. So in that way, you can ask Copilot to give you a summary. You can inquire about the action items assigned to you. If in the meeting, if someone has told you to perform some sort of task, you can ask Copilot to give you that list of actions. You can get a meeting recaps if you wanted to have a meeting recap at the after some days. You can ask Copilot to do that. It will give you the quickly catch up on anything you wanted, which you don't wanted to miss about the meeting. You can do that as well. Even if you wanted to prepare yourself for some meeting, you can ask Copilot to give you the that particular list of things with which you wanted. You can prepare yourself for the next upcoming meetings. Real-time collaboration, comparison between the multiple documents. So now, as I mentioned, you can also do the comparison. Let's suppose you have received multiple resumes on the basis of one job description which you have pasted. Now, previously when Copilot or any AI tool is not there, the HR professionals are analyzing that document manually. But now with the help of Copilot, they can compare all those resumes with those provide job description. Copilot will do all the analysis, will do all sort of comparisons. It will give you the best fitted resume option. So if you see, if you have a three resumes, one JD, you can ask Copilot to compare all three resumes with the job description, and you can ask Copilot which resume is the best fitted as per the job description. So in that way, you can also do that. We will show you in this quick demonstration, and you will understand how does it work actually. uh, Generate flowcharts with Copilot. Now, Copilot will also help you to generate flowchart. In organization, we usually generate multiple kinds of flowchart. So you can also ask Copilot to create flowchart syntax in the Mermaid format, and then you can use that Mermaid format syntax in tools like Draw.io or Mermaid Live to create your flowchart. So let's suppose if you have some wanted to create one flowchart about, let's suppose, implementation of XYZ tool, what are the process will be there, and you wanted to create one flowchart about that, you can directly ask Copilot to create a flowchart for you in Mermaid syntax, and then you can use that Mermaid syntax in Mermaid or Draw.io to create your uh, uh, flowchart instantly. So in that way, you can generate your flowchart with Copilot very easily. uh, these are the some advanced use cases which can also be achieved, which will be we will be showing you in the quick demonstration, like efficiently comparing multiple legal documents or any kind of document with Copilot, drafting new document by giving references on multiple documents, which I have showed you, which I already highlighted, getting a recap of all sort of meeting or preparing yourself for the upcoming meetings. Now, one of the important point where we as a Noventic, how we are going to help you in this AI transformation journey. So we as an Noventic will help you from the start till the end in procuring, in adapting, in customizing the Copilot for you, so that you and your organization should able to adopt the Copilot AI tool in your organization. So we will do the assessment for you. We'll do the enablement session for you. We'll do the engagements for you. If you want a training, we will do that as well, so that user will get aware and adapt a particular application. We'll do the reinforcements and optimizations for you as well. So whatever the optimization need to be performed, so that Copilot should be optimized for your organization, We will help you in that whole journey in each step. So Noventic will provide you that approach. Noventic as a organization will help you in each and every phase. Now we will start up with the quick demonstration for which will be taken by my colleague Sunila. So Sunila, over to you. You can start with the quick demonstration.
Hey, thanks
Uh,
Ayush for
Thank
this
you.
quick context. Yeah, Jyoti, go ahead.
yeah, thank you, Ayush. I think that was a nice intro in terms of what and all we can do using this Microsoft 365 Copilot, right? So, panel, just to add on, it is not just something like, okay, we will have only these limitations by using this Copilot. How we can utilize Copilot is all up to us, because of course we will not be able to capture or we will not be able to showcase you the complete use cases what we can do through Copilot. Again, it is up to us how we can utilize this Copilot for our own scenarios and use cases, so that it will help us to increase the productivity. So let's not think like, okay, this is limited only for these, it may not be relevant to us or something like that. Based on the number of, I mean, based on the day-to-day activities or the day-to-day workflows which you all will be working, you can actually customize this Copilot on basis so that it will help you to ease your job. Okay, so with that, we'll hand it over to Sunila. She will showcase all the live demo in terms of what all the features has been explained from Ayush so far. So she will be showcasing you the live demo. Yeah, Sunila, over to you.
Yeah. Thanks, Jyoti. I'll just share my screen. So, as Jyoti rightly mentioned, that we will try to cover some generic use cases which will be relevant to all of you, right? So, first we will start with the Edge browser. Here on the top right hand side, you have a Copilot icon. Even if you do not have a license, you should be able to see this particular option here. And however, it comes with some limitations like 30 prompts in a day, and then you will not be able to see the work tab. So I would suggest, and we suggest all the users to go and try this out, exhaust these prompts, right? So that you get an idea of what Copilot can do, right? So to start with, you just need to expand it. You will get two tabs here, which is your work tab and web tab. So here you should be able to also see this commercial data protection shield, which Ayush rightly mentioned that when you talk about any AI tool that is in the market, right, be it Gemini, Bard, ChatGPT, right, all this, the difference between these apps and Copilot, and why do we suggest the users to go ahead and use Copilot, and why it is very important is your data, right? For any company, any organization, your data is really important. You would not want any of your employees to go and upload any data on the open internet, right? For the AI trainings and learnings, you know how the things are working around, right? Around the data. So we recommend users to use Copilot when it comes to securing your data. And secondly, if they are looking for something that is high integration, right? So here you will see in Copilot, we will showcase you that in all your application, you have ChatGPT, you have Copilot integrated with all the application, right? So let's say you want to create a PPT or you want to generate a formula, right? You need not go on any other resources of AI, right? And copy paste the formula or copy paste the content, right? You have the AI integrated, Copilot integrated with your application. You can there itself on that application get an output, right? So here we will start with this small demo here on web version, right? So in right side, you will see all the chat history that is with your that you have done with Copilot, and you will see your account. You have been logged in with your own account, which means this particular AI tool that is Copilot will work only within the user's tenant, making sure that your data is secure and it is using your data that is only uploaded on OneDrive, which is already available in Microsoft Cloud. Okay, it's not going anywhere else or fetching any other data. In case you do not have any relevant data, it will only go to your web browsers. That's all. So to start with, let's try to generate an image. Let's say you're a user and you want to generate an image and you have a specifications how you want that image to be, right? It's not really easy to find this kind of images on the browser. So in that case, we will ask Copilot to uh, let's generate an image of a conference room with red chairs and whiteboard. Yeah. So this is a very specific image that I'm asking to Copilot. If you let's say go on the browser, normal browser and you try to find this kind of images with which has certain small details that you want, right? It's not very easy to be found, and then you come across certain copyright issues, etc., right? That you are not always comfortable to use them in your document or data, right? So here Copilot will use the DALI 3 functionality, DALI 3 technology to create this kind of images, right? So as you can see, it has generated this image for me, right? Now there are a couple of images which I can choose from. Now, are you limited to use only what it has created, or can you make more changes, right? So as you see, Copilot learns the way user works around this particular application, right? So here you can ask Copilot to modify it more, like add a projector room or make the room look more modern or include more people in the room. Also, you can always view prompts from here and use them for your practice purposes, right? So let's not use what is generated by Copilot, okay? I will give it a little bit more complex touch here, right? So I will ask Copilot to make the chairs green, yellow, and blue, right? So here we will see how Copilot will try to understand the user's prompt and whatever changes that you want to make around that particular image, right? So these kind of work, like what generative AI is doing in today's world, right? It's not easy to be done through a normal browser, right? So that's where AI is playing, your Copilot is playing a very good role, right? So here, all these red chairs have been turned into blue, green, and yellow, right? So like that, you can generate any kind of image that you want to add in your PPTs, that you might want to add in your documentation, leaflets, anything that you create. You can always, without having to worry about any copyright issues, go ahead, generate your own images and add them in your professional work environment. Yeah. So coming back to translations, right? So let's say you have overseas branches that are working, and you might have customer agreements that are coming into a different international languages, right? Can you translate them? At times, a lot of us end up hiring people that understand different language, right? So here, what you can do, just ask Copilot to translate this doc into English. Yeah. So vice versa, you can also always translate some other document into English or our local languages that are Hindi, Marathi, right? You can, it is multilingual, so you can always go ahead and even translate. So this was our live use case, which we took from our publication customers, right? So they had certain documents which were in Marathi, right? So we had certain documents that we converted, right, from Marathi to English. So in that case, you can just go ahead and attach your document without having to worry like your data will get leaked or these agreements will get leaked. You can easily go ahead and translate your specific Marathi documents into English. So as you can see, very quickly my document has been translated, right? Now you can edit the pages, you can copy and paste it into entirely into your own documents, right? And any other random knowledge that you want, right, from the web, you can easily access it here, right? So I will ask as a marketing person, create a campaign on Copilot Studio, right? So it will give me a sequence on how should my campaign should be, right? So let's say we are going ahead with normal Copilot, right? And now I want to upgrade my users and let them know there's something new in the market. How do I go about my campaigns, right? So it's in sequence, it will give me like how should I draft my campaigns, right? So here, as you see, it has given me this particular sequence, which I can quickly then turn it into a campaign, right? So going to a work tab. Now what work tab does here, in work tab, you can ask Copilot various questions related to your work. Now you are not actually on the Outlook, you are not actually on the Teams, right? However, here on Copilot work tab, which we have just toggled upon, you can ask various questions related to your work application. For example, right? Help me to prepare for this meeting. Yeah. So just go ahead, add a content here. If you are searching for an email, go in people section. If you are asking any help regarding your meetings, then go ahead and attach those meetings, right? What Copilot will do here, it will try and fetch all the data, all the conversations that you had around this particular meeting, any files that you have shared, right? It will segregate all the agenda that was shared, and it will provide you all that in a very quick view, right? So as you can see, it has given me preparation tips. It has given me what topics will be covered in this particular session. When is that? What time is it? What location we are organizing that, right? Who are the top attendees that are or that have organized it? What is the topic here, right? What is the agenda in short, right? In brief. So you will get all this kind of updates from Copilot. Let's say you're in a rush and you are in a hurry and you want to quickly glance over what your upcoming meetings are and how do you prepare for it. This is also very useful for the salespeople, CIOs, and CEO levels, where they want to quickly understand the agenda, right? And refer some files or even the link to their meetings, right? So they can easily do that here. Now, let's say I'm working on the browser and I quickly want to glance over my unread emails. So I will just type here, find all the unread emails from past 3 days. Yeah. Or even from past couple of 3 hours or 2 hours like that. So here you can quickly work around your work environment also, not just being on the browser and looking for something random, but anything related to your work without toggling between the application. You can easily see all the unread emails and then you will get this kind of number sections here. You can click here and choose to reply to this or action on this particular emails, right? So that is about the browser. As Jyoti rightly mentioned, that it's a short demo, just an overview for you all in brief how Copilot can work. However, I would recommend that you all go back and try to explore this application if you're already using as much as you can, right? And you will understand how deeper it is and how wonderful it works within your environment, right? So I would suggest please put your queries and questions in the chat. My team will try to answer them all while we are moving ahead with the Outlook, right? So what you can do in Outlook, in brief, you can summarize your emails, right? Let's say it's a long mail trail. It will help you to summarize it. It will help you to translate your emails also. You need not really copy paste your emails and paste it on Google Translator or any other random apps, right? You can easily translate your emails in this Outlook itself, right? And many more features like translating, features like drafting your emails, features like how to respond to a certain email, right? So we will cover them one by one. So to start with, I will pick one mail trail which I have here. Now as you see, it's a long mail trail. Okay, there are some 20 mail exchanges happening here, right? And let's say I do not want to spend a lot of time. What I will do, I will just click here on summary by Copilot. It will quickly give me a very brief summary and also action out if there is any call to action for me, right? And while reading this quick summary, I will anyways know that, okay, this is what the mail is all about and how do I want to refer or reply to this particular email, right? So that's how you get a quick summary. Again, I will pick one email that is coming into my inbox in a different language, right? So as you can see, as Copilot is multilingual, it will point out which language it is into. As a native speaker, anybody will understand, but as a non-native speaker, I will not understand whether it is into German, Italian, Spanish, or whatever, right? So it will first highlight me, this is into Italian language. Now, do I want to translate this into English? I just have to click one button here and my entire mail will be translated at a click. Yeah. So as you can see, all my mail is being translated very quickly, right? From the top to bottom. And here I can also turn on automatic translation. So what will happen anytime this person will send me an email in a different language will be automatically coming into my inbox in a translated version. Now going back to schedule with Copilot, right? Let's say this is an email from Meghali, right? And we are discussing here like we want to discuss about certain topics, etc. Right? So here I will just schedule with Copilot. When I click on this particular option, what Copilot will do, it will pick all my conversation in the particular meeting and automatically draft the agenda. As you see below, I need not really pick the agenda, copy paste it here or format it. It will automatically pick the agenda from my conversation. I can choose to insert this agenda in my call. So anybody that is receiving an invitation from me will automatically see the agenda. I did not draft it at all, right? So that's how you reduce the effort, which Jyoti just called out, that you will see that you will end up spending less and less time in doing some work that does not really require that much time, right? And you can then put your energy and time into something that is more productive, right? So that's about scheduling with Copilot. Now coming back to new emails or even when you want to reply all, right? So let's expand this for a better visibility. What I will do here, I will just type this mail to, let's say, Jyoti, right? And Ashraf. And what we are doing here is that we are trying to draft an email. Let's say Ashraf is new in our team and we want to welcome him in the team, right? So what I will do is just draft an email or ask Copilot, because to draft an email like that, it might take me some working around, right? Like what should I write in this email, or how should my grammar should be? How do I sound professional, right? All that. Let's give that work to Copilot, right? Like draft an email on board new employee in the team, right? And let's enter it here. Okay. So what Copilot will do, it will understand, okay, me and Jyoti are part of one team. So while I give, within a second or so, I got this entire mail drafted. Now, in short, if we see to draft an email like that, or even to write it, it will take me nothing less than 7 to 10 minutes, right? So we are saving in general, if you see in week or in months, you are saving in compile, if you see the hours that you're saving, right? When you use AI, it is huge. Let's say you're working on certain data crunching. Your ops team spends around 50 hours a month. Okay. You will see it reducing to 35 hours or 30 hours or so, right? That's if you look at the larger picture at it, you will end up spending a lot of hours. Okay. So that's how you spend less and less time in drafting emails, drafting PPTs and documentation, etc. Right. So now you have certain options here, as Ayush mentioned. You can make it look longer or shorter, or make it look more formal, sound more direct, right? Make it a poem. You have certain navigations that you can do around your email and make it look more authentic, right? You can keep it and do some manual changes also, right? Like, let's say I want to remove this because it has twice taken my signature here. I can remove that. I can do any changes that I want to do here. I can add in more people, add more lines, right, from my side, and then I can send it. So these are the editing options you get along with the normal editing options which Outlook already has. Okay. So beside that, as I mentioned, that you will get Copilot as an agent, right, towards your on your each application. So here is where you can click, and Microsoft has made it available, certain prompts that are readily available that you can use from here. Just go here, use these prompts, practice them, right? So beside that, you can use this particular section to do a proper mail management or ask any question related to your mails, right? So any personalized question also, like, summarize all emails that mentions at the rate. So why am I being so precise, right? So as precise you are, the better the results would be. You need to make sure that you are very precise because it's a machine in the end, right? You have to be very specific in what you want to ask Copilot or what you want as an output. So it works on the user prompt totally, right? So be sure to make your prompts little bit more proper, little bit more polished, and understand what you really want as a result, right? Or if you're not getting proper result, make sure that you rephrase the prompt and ask the questions, right? So I asked Copilot to give me all the mails where my names are mentioned, right? Let's say I'm on leave or something like that, and I come back and I want to focus only on the mails where my attention is required, right? So in that case, Copilot will do that job for me. I will give that task to Copilot to get all those emails where my name is mentioned and needs my attention, right? Again, it will give me the specific numbers. You can click on this and that particular email will get opened. You can choose to reply to that particular email or action, whatever is required, right? So here you will get this particular email and you can reply to that. So like that, you can ask various questions to Copilot on the right hand side. So any questions related to Outlook, please make sure to post it in the chat while Ayush and team will try to answer them. So we will move to Teams, right? So what you can do on Teams, right? So let's say you are running late into a meeting, like for example, this particular meeting that we had, right? A lot of the run 10 minutes or 15 minutes late in the meeting, right? Due to any other job we have. Or at times, a lot of our meetings clash and we are not able to prioritize both. In that case, Copilot can do the job of giving you a quick recap of the meeting. You can get your MOMs from that and many more topics that was covered or who spoke what or was there any call to action for you and stuff like that. Copilot can easily do that for you, right? And Ayush rightly mentioned that the prerequisite here would be that you need to make sure that those meetings are recorded and transcribe is available. Next is that you need to make sure and understand that this feature works only in the internal meetings. For security purpose, it will not work with the external users. So going ahead, I will pick this one meeting that I was part of, but probably I ended up being late here. I missed out some topic. Now I will go here again. Microsoft has provided you more prompts here, which you can easily use. So let's pick one, like recap this meeting. What Copilot will do in this particular meeting, and this feature also works in the existing meeting that you are part of, right? And maybe you have missed out some topics. Instead of going towards people and asking them, hey, what was covered, or do you think my name was mentioned and stuff like that, go ahead, ask this question to Copilot as an agent. It will give you all the information, right? So list out action items if there are any action items mentioned here. At times we tell on the call, okay, let's catch up on this topic in our next call or something like that. So it will give you the action items also that in next call you need to refer this topic. Yep. And are there any follow-up questions that you need to catch up on this particular meeting? You can ask that as well. So that's how Copilot works around your meetings. Let's go back to a group chat. Let's say you are part of some group, because when we work in an organization, we all are part of departments, we all are part of certain projects, right? So, like me, Jyoti, Ayush, we all are part of CSM team, right? And here we can ask various questions to Copilot, like let's say I want to ask, summarize all the messages where at the rate Sunila is mentioned, right? So it will give me all this kind of messages where my name is mentioned, right? Or let's say at times you message and you forget, like, or you pick, you know only one word that you had written, right? So find any messages that mention this particular word, right? So if you want to find anything within the chat, you can easily find that. Or like summarize all messages that mentions POE, right? So something like that you can find within your messages, right? Or find for certain files, find messages that mentions my name, or there are some quick summaries that you want of certain messages, you can find them easily, right? So as you can see, it is summarizing me all the messages where POE word is mentioned, right? So here we will stop generating this. We will go towards the other feature while it is generating the results here, right? Here, as a part of integration, right? As a part of integration, you can access Copilot from here. And again, you can activate the plugins. Now you are on your Teams, right? Still you will be able to find emails just like we did on the browser. You will be able to access even the web content, right? Which we did on the browser. Similarly, you should be able to view all the web related content. However, you just need to go here and activate the web content plugin. Okay. So just activate this plugin and you should be able to get all the information related to your work and web both, right? So going back to our Word, right? So what you can do on Word, right? On Word, as Ayush rightly mentioned, you can do a lot of documentation related, right? You can compare the resumes with the job description. So here you have a certain limits of the documentation right now. Also the format, it takes a PDF format and Word format right now, right? It will not take an image or screenshot. So let's be clear on that part as well. So here what we will do first, we will try to draft something normal, right? So let's say I am wanting to draft certain campaign, but I do not have that topic. So what we would generally do, we go on the browser and we search for certain topics, right? And copy paste on a document. So here you can easily type it like create a campaign on on endpoint protection, right? So I do not have something related to this topic, right, in my particular OneDrive data. But here I will quickly get it drafted from Copilot, right? Here you have certain editing options. Also, you can access Copilot from here as a chat section and ask various questions on your existing doc or the doc that you have literally created right now, right? So you can ask Copilot to summarize this document, or let's say you have certain clauses, right? Within your data or agreement, you can ask Copilot, please highlight me the risky clauses, right? Something like that. So you might have your own use cases, your own data as per your industry, right? So go ahead and open any agreement, find something or find some risky clause within your document and see what kind of output you will get, right? So this is about creating a new doc. But what if you have an existing document, right? And you want to create something out of the existing doc? Can Copilot help you to draft that, right? So let's say I have one PDF there already and I want to regenerate that particular PDF. So I will ask Copilot to create a campaign and slash, and I will either reference a file which I recently used, or I will go back to my OneDrive version and just give it a right click to the data I want to give a relevance of. And once the link is copied, right, a lot of times we take some pointers within our meetings, right? And we might tell our colleagues, like, this is the data, and please go ahead and create a PPT out of this, right? So in this scenarios, you can always refer to Copilot and give it some raw data, right? And we will let the link to be recognized and generate something out of our existing data, right? So this is how you can easily draft or redraft the documents from your existing ones. Okay. Now going back to, we will discard this right now, and going back to our comparison of the data, right? So this helps you and reserves a lot of time to our HR, right? They have multiple resumes and job description and takes a lot of time to go through all this, right? And quickly pick which resume is more, relevant to them. So in that case, you can just ask Copilot to compare the resume. So I will pick my pre-written prompt here so that in the interest of time, as you can see in my data, I have a job description. I have two resumes of Gary and John, and I have a job description here. So marketing manager, I'm looking for two resumes, right? And I want to see who suits better to this marketing manager role. Okay. Now go back to your AI and just ask this question to AI, right? However, you can also give a link of the document, or you can precisely write a document's name, right? Like compare both resume with job description, JD dash senior manager with this two resumes, right? So just go ahead and generate. It will give you the entire description of the comparison. Now it is giving me this particular option, like job description is senior manager, and resume of John, what it says, and resume of Gary with the conclusion, right? So it becomes very easy for HR to determine which resume is more suitable, right? So as you can see, we will go in the end and just read the conclusion. Both John and Gary possess valuable marketing experience skills. However, Gary White's extensive experience and proven leadership in the marketing makes him more better fit, right? So this is our end result, that we've got the conclusion. Okay. So that's how you compare the resumes. Now going to PPT, right? So in PPT, we get the live use cases from our customers that, okay, like Copilot can generate PPT for you, right? So let's say you are a marketing person or any person, because we all have to at certain point create PPTs, right? And somebody tells you to create a PPT from scratch. It takes nothing less than 1.5 hours, something like that, right? To create a PPT from scratch, find contents, images, and many more. So here what you can do is just open a blank PPT. Now I have deliberately taken my company's template because this we get as a live use case from customers. Like, what if we want to create PPT on our company template? Then go ahead, take a blank presentation of your company template and give certain prompts, like create a presentation about, let's say as a marketing person, I want to create a presentation about certain outdoor meetings, right? So create a presentation about outdoor employee meeting. right? So what will happen here? Now Copilot will try to fetch all the information because I do not have something related to this topic. So it will fetch all the information from the OpenAI, pick all the content and images that are suitable to my topic that I have given, and it will try to generate the entire PPT. Now, the question would be, can we add more slides there, right? Or are we limited to only the slides that Copilot has generated? Then no. You can always go ahead, add more slides with the help of AI. Now, as you can see, while we were talking, it has given me this wonderful landing page. It has given me all the contents that are available, right? However, little bit of human intervention will be required to add the subheaders or anything that you want to change around this, right? However, the beautiful presentation has been created here. Now, what you can do is just close this. Now, the question would be, can we create something from scratch, right? If we have an existing file, right? Can we create something out of our own PDF that we already have? Or can we create something from our Word file that we already have, right? So this is something we saw that is to create from the scratch, but let's give it a reference like we did on Word. So let's pick a prompt, create a presentation from slash, we go back to our OneDrive and we will take a link here. Just right click on it, copy the link and paste it on your presentation. Yeah. So we will paste it here. It will try to read out the entire doc that I have given. Now this is just one pager, but it will try to create multiple slides within which it will also find images from the browser and it will find some of the content that are readily available, right? So as you can see, it has started giving me the outlines already, and your 20% work has been already done, right? So it at that speed, and which we cannot really compare with a normal human work, right? So as you can see, I already got this PPT ready, right? Which is from my existing data. So you can always use a designer tool and go ahead and make it look more good or add your more own insights or something like that, right? However, 80 to 70% of your job is done here, right? Now going back to our last application for today is your Excel. What we will do, try to take one demo Excel for our reference. So what we can do on Excel is that you can always generate formulas, insert keywords, insert charts, right? And many more. So we will see few formulas. At times we tend to forget formulas, right? We all know that we sometimes go on YouTube or something and we try to find formulas. So we have this demo Excel, we have project, project type, budget, Q1, Q2 revenue, total revenue and profit. So what I will do, I will just ask a random question to Copilot. What are the top 10 projects in Q2, right? So what I'm actually doing here is asking Copilot to give me a pivot format, right? In summary, I am asking it to create a pivot and give me a quick summary of top 10. However, if you generally go to do that, you need to go in insert tab, insert pivot, and then segregate your data between sums and values and stuff like that, right? But here in short, I can easily go to Copilot and just ask it a question and get this particular pivot created very easily. You saw that within a click and just in one question, I got a quick summary of my top 10 projects in Q2, what are their revenues and what is the total, right? So let's say I want to make this data little bit more precise. So I will ask Copilot to give me or what is the percentage G from column G. Right. So let's say I want to make my data more precise and more readable or probably very easy to filter, right? So here I am getting this all in figures and it is little bit, tough for me to explain to any of the higher management. It will be better if I got that into a percentage format, right? So easy to filter and easy to display that, right? Now, what if I want to make it more precise? Then I will ask Copilot to apply the conditional formatting, like highlight the percentage margin or using arrows on edge, right? So we will try to make it more readable, more precise, right? So that I can easily go and show this data to somebody. Okay. So here I will try to apply this particular formula. And now as you see, now my filter has become more lesser and into three categories, right? Here it was more complex. Here it became little bit better. Now once I applied conditional formatting, now I can easily color or I can easily filter into three different sections, which are extremely lower percentage margin and which are some in yellow that are mediocre, in green that are top three high profit making projects, right? So here I will take a pause and we will open up for Q&A session. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you so much, Neela. I think that was a fair live demo in terms of how we can utilize various use cases and scenarios using this Copilot. And as already mentioned, we were not able to showcase the complete use cases demo, but these were like very generic and common in terms of when it comes to each and every organizations, right? So with that, I think we covered most of the topics what we have planned for today's session. So we'll keep it open for like if you have any queries. I hope all the questionnaires which we have in the chat panel were addressed. So if anything else you would like to take up something, feel free to unmute yourself and put up your queries. And if you want to reach out to us, there is an email with a scanner code. Then you feel free to connect with us if you have anything specifically to understand in detail. We are there to help you out. And whatever we have showed so far was in terms of generic part, and we are there to take it in terms of department or persona based. So we are open to do on each and everything. So in the coming webinars, so we will have the detailed persona based use cases webinar, which we will be planning in the next coming days. I think we will get fair idea in terms of how we can utilize more for each and every persona basis. Okay. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much. Do we have any queries, team? Apart from the panel, what we have? Okay, licensing metric or commercials. Licensing, if you want to understand, please write an email to us. We will share you the commercials. So it is going to be like per user per month basis. So once you are Copilot licensed, you will be able to see how it is going to help you out. We'll share you that commercials part associated. Okay. So there was a question, repeated question in terms of ROI, right? How we can measure the ROI. So to be very specific, we will not be able to showcase you the number in terms of, let's say, you will be able to achieve 80% ROI or something like that. It really depends on how we are going to utilize this Copilot, right? After you purchasing, let's say you purchased a license for 10 users. You will be easily able to analyze yourself. So how it is increasing your productivity and reducing your time in terms of all the manual task, right? So that will actually let you know how we can easily calculate the ROI. Later on, there is a matrix at the backend level. Of course, you will also be able to analyze that once you are licensed with a Copilot. Okay. Do we have any other queries? So if you still want to explore it in detail, feel free to write back to us. I think with that, we are good to end up this session. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Sunila and Ayush, for your informative session on how we can utilize Copilot for increasing the productivity and workflows. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Okay.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Uh, can Copilot make a data entry in Excel sheet?
Data entry.
So Jyoti, I will take that up. So
Yep.
Copilot is there not to do a lot of our tasks automated, right? It is there to just save you a lot of time. So data entry, you can do it. But if you want to analyze it or you want to reconcile it, you can take help of Copilot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Chetan, we are good. We can conclude. Fine.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
team.
team.
Thank
And
you.
thank
Yeah.
you,
Thank you,
Jyoti.
Yeah.
everyone.
Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.